Max, if I could start with you. I mean, what is it about Goldman Sachs? How does it manage to...
Okay, everybody, welcome to Lo-Fi Crypto. Today we're going to look at LBRY and how decentralization changes the nature of competition. So, where should we start today?
Why don't we take a look at the CoinGecko to begin?
Right, so this is the CoinGecko page for the LBRY credits. So what, 0.19 cents? You can see since December it's been doing quite well. But if you look at the larger picture, I mean, obviously there's the previous bull markets, isn't it? 2017, 18.
Yeah.
And that one is 2016, yeah. Yeah, the market cap is 100 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the circulating supply is 500 million. And the total circulating supply looks like 1 billion. So yeah, let's take a look at LBRY.tv. Right, so this is their main interface right here. And I think I could be wrong, guys. I think that this is this a front end?
Yeah, so this is the front end that's interacting with their blockchain and their whole system of information.
Right, okay. So then so you got LBRY TV, which a lot of people know about. So what's Odyssey.com?
So just as a brief description of LBRY first, though. So it's just a decentralized alternative to YouTube.
Yes.
And I think a lot of YouTube content creators are putting their stuff on LBRY as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think, you know what, I remember, I don't know if it was maybe 2 years ago, but YouTube started banning a lot of people that were talking about cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
And basically what they did, I think, is they all just moved onto LBRY.tv because this is like the crypto alternative of YouTube.
Yeah, so they're pushing them into the competition. Yeah, there's two front ends at the moment.
Right.
For LBRY. At least two browser-based front ends.
And LBRY.tv is decentralized, right?
So I think...
Well, they must be working towards it.
Yeah, maybe working towards it. I don't know how a website can actually be decentralized. Like someone has to own it.
Right. Because I did see an interview with I don't know if you can call him like a CEO but his second name is Kaufman. And he was basically saying that LBRY.tv, this is like the technology, obviously the front end to the blockchain technology.
Yeah.
But he was saying that Odyssey.com this is where he wants everyone to, anyone switching from YouTube or anybody that wants to just view videos on YouTube, he's saying it would be better to rather use Odyssey.com. And the reason is because, I mean, you can just tell this by looking at this front end right here. It just looks a lot more cleaner than LBRY.tv. So I think Odyssey.com is their centralized platform, right, for this company Odyssey.com, which he also owns, right? And this is
my understanding.
Yeah, go on.
My understanding of what's happening is they've got LBRY's got their whole system, which is they've got on the back end, they've got a blockchain, which is controlling all the transactions for LBRY credits.
Right.
And then also will pay out. So LBRY is used to encourage engagement on their platform by users. So it's given as incentives for certain things.
Yeah.
And so the blockchain controls that. Then there's also a torrent-based decentralized way of storing all the video files, which the people who are storing the blockchain can also store that as well.
Right.
And then basically to try and load it from there, I think would be significantly slower than YouTube. So I think they don't feel like it can be a valid alternative if it's a lot slower than YouTube.
Right.
So they also do have a central server.
Right, okay.
Which is what Odyssey uses.
Yeah. And I think, you know what, Odyssey makes it easy for content creators to switch from YouTube over to the Odyssey platform, because I think it's just like at a click of a button, but they'll import all your videos for you.
I think they sync it as you go. So
right.
So maybe even like when you're uploading to YouTube,
Right.
it continues to upload to Odyssey for you.
Right. You know, maybe we should put our channel on Odyssey.
I think let's wait till we have some videos,
Yeah.
a few more videos, and then yeah, we should.
Right. So then people can, I guess they can tip you in their, LBC tokens, right?
Yeah. So
And they can also earn tokens from watching.
yeah,
as
for
well?
completing daily
Right.
tasks which are related to engagement,
Right. Okay.
comments, and things like that.
Yeah. Right now, I think one of the major advantages is that nobody controls your data. Right? On
As in
Odyssey.
the videos. For
Yeah,
the
as in the
creators.
videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's on the blockchain.
Yeah. So, like you said, YouTube removing channels for crypto YouTubers. Where do they go? They come here, and no one
Right.
can remove their videos
Right.
because it's just stored by a whole bunch of nodes for the
Yeah.
blockchain. The whole idea for this video came about based on a misunderstanding that I had, where I thought the two different front ends, LBRY.TV and Odyssey.com, were created by two different companies.
Yeah, I thought that too. Yeah.
Which kind of excited me, like the possibilities of how you can have two entities competing with one another and yet sharing a backend.
Right.
You know? So that was a misunderstanding, but I feel like it's still valid.
Yeah, because
You know?
just like Uniswap, right? There are many. I think like Sushi Swap, they're a fork of Uniswap, right? So someone can just fork, LBRY.TV, and yeah, they can have their own version of it.
They can have their own version, or which I think is more interesting, you don't fork it. You just use their backend. So, for example, there's a lot of projects which are building on top of Uniswap that are using Uniswap's backend, but to do their own thing, or to even try and compete with Uniswap, but they're
Right.
still using Uniswap's backend.
Yeah.
So on the back end, these projects can collaborate with one another, while on the front ends, they compete.
Yes.
Right. And I find that interesting because then, see, I think with a lot of the large tech companies, it seems to tend towards monopolization, right?
Right. So yeah. So competition in the centralized market, what is today, is basically you have the biggest company and they start buying up all the other small companies. That's how they react to competition, right?
Yeah, and they just kill it. And the
Exactly.
users as well don't
Yeah.
seem to care to want to figure out something different either.
Right. Right.
Right. For the most part, you just want to use what you know.
Mm.
Right. But if these different companies within a sector can share a back end that's controlled by crypto and then just compete on the front end,
Mm.
right? You can have the competition without, you can have the monopoly basically
Right.
without the negatives of a monopoly,
Yes.
right? So the back end is one entity that no one else can compete with, but the front ends are all competing with one another.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And I think the front ends, say, for in the case of Odyssey, they have to have a bank account, right? And they have to pay out all their content creators, you see? Now that can't be done through a decentralized platform. That has to be done through a centralized platform, right?
Well,
because
I think
there are tax reasons.
If you're paying out through the advertising, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably some tax issue. But if you're paying out in a crypto, then I don't think so. So it depends. Like I think the tipping system within LBRY, that's all decentralized anyway. So they're getting that crypto, which then it's up to the content creator to sell and deal with their own taxes, right?
Yeah,
but the advertising money on Odyssey, maybe.
Say if we put a video up on our channel on Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
So we get a percent of all the tips, right? But Odyssey will also get a percentage. It's a very small percentage compared to YouTube, by the way. But I think they also get a cut from people watching the videos and from any, I think there are advertisements, but once you, that's only for
adverts.
Yes.
And the content creators can make money on the tips.
Yes.
And
this
they
is
can
why I
even
think-
incentivize.
Yeah.
But so the advertising part, what you're talking about, sure, I think that requires a company to exist.
Right.
But the tipping system,
Yeah.
that's just blockchain.
Yes.